When the world feels fake, faker than ever. I'm so focused on this feeling of fakeness. What do we do? We have choices. We can see here in this card of illusion. We have choices, yet we stay stuck, right? So the illusion needs to shatter, and that is that the world is fake. Staying stuck on the thought that this world is fake, this world feels fake, because of maybe current experiences have led you to these feelings. It's easy to say you should redirect your mind to something else, right? This face is looking this way at the mountain. The mountain represents the obstacle, and the obstacle is the illusion. How you overcome that illusion, whatever it may be. It's like if you feel like the world is fake, it's an illusion. If you feel like the world is real, then it's also an illusion, right? So this face turns from that illusion and just looks at fixing the situation, right? Where you have clear water, blue skies, and flowers in the water. There could be like maybe some interaction with flowers, interaction with nature, with water bodies, with spirits of the air, and just allowing yourself to be lost in these things for a moment, right? Like in a psychedelic trip that it's naturally induced, right? By where you allow your mind to wander. So yeah, the world feels fake, and that's at least how I feel. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel like the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is like too much observant, like being too observant. And in that observance, you could come across situations where you might feel like, well, that's not fair, why did they get away with that? But yet this happened to me when I did that. Or, so there could be that energy of being too observant, being too much on the lookout to pick out the imperfections or the unfairness of things. And that's with the Page of Swords, because Page of Swords is also like immature thinking. So, maybe the thought processes are not mature enough as to why certain things go in the direction that they go into, right? Page of Swords is also like about keeping a close eye on a developing situation, right? Like not letting your guard down. In particular, like with this illusion, because there could be something that is presenting itself as like whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, right? Either way, like you have to handle it. You have to redirect the energy, right? And this is done by paying attention, observing every detail, observing every action that you take to handle the situation and turn the situation in your favor, right? Like the power is in your hands, right? And for you to think that you're powerless, it's an illusion. That's what spirit is saying, because it could be that the situation is still like in its early stages where it can still be addressed, but it all comes down to the power of your imagination, the solutions that you're able to imagine in regards to this situation, right? And again, like paying attention, being alert. Okay, and let's see. The Wheel of Fortune, again, that's about turning the energy around, right? So it's like I had said that it's like maybe you see other situations that may be similar and you may be like, well, that's not fair. How come it worked out for them, but it didn't work out for me? Or why was it not so hard for them, but very severe for me? So again, it's about the energy and the thought that you put into turning the situation around. Okay, so redirecting from the it's not fair, or perhaps redirecting from the I'm scared, I'm afraid energy. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is maybe like looking for solutions or looking for help with others, right? Looking for outside help, maybe like a community that can assist with this energy, like whatever obstacle, right, that is presenting. Because it's like with the illusion card, what I get is that like fear is an illusion, right? And then we also have illusions of grandeur, where we think that a certain situation is going to bring us happiness once and for all. And that's the thing with like big picture thinking, when things are in their early stage, we develop these ideas that it's like the ultimate mountain that we've crossed, the ultimate obstacle that we've surmounted. But yeah, it's like once we reach the top, then we have to think about the way down, right? And that's also here with the Wheel of Fortune. So always like keep a close circle of confidence, right? Don't close yourself off from the world. Remember that there is a world out there that you still need to interact with, looking for outside support. And then Three of Wands is about opportunities that come in, or opportunities that you need to take, right? It's also about like it could also be an energy about waiting, right? Like it's like you're waiting for this solution, right? And perhaps the solution was given to you, right? Again, through a friend or an associate or something, right? Where it was a happy time in your life where you were actually like expressing your feelings about like this up down situation. And someone may have made a suggestion, but yet you did not take it. And then it's like you're still waiting for a solution. But the solution is there. It's just waiting for you to make the move, right? Page of Swords could also be like overthinking, right? Like it's like you're too observed in your thoughts. It's like you're always there watching your thoughts, right? And again, like that is the energy of illusion. And the energy of redirection is about redirecting that thought, that idea that you're stuck on. Especially, if you're dealing with similar feelings of the world being fake. So again, we have the Lovers with the Lovers as like a decision, and it's also about choosing yourself, right? In the end, right, it's either you choose yourself or you choose someone else. As many times we choose others or other things outside of us to make us happy, but ultimately, like the peak energy of the Lovers is to always choose yourself, right? Like all roads are meant to lead back to your true self. And that's the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, which is like an energy of self-sufficiency and stability and being able to rely on your resources and what you've been given to work with. And then the Emperor, which is control and self-dominion, could also be like an energy of like power struggle, right? In particular, the power struggle with the illusion, right, that you're dealing with. The Emperor also talks about like finally making a decision, taking control over your life, and deciding once and for all. So it's like here in the very end of the reading, there is one orb that the Emperor has finally decided and been firm in the decision, and they've chosen one option, and they're okay with it, and there's no there's no apology to it, like unapologetic. And then here, like in the beginning, it's like stuck between two, and it's just torment to the mind, right? So ultimately, it comes down to choosing. You have to choose, right? And you have to remember that either way that you choose, it's always an illusion. And I know it sounds like a little bizarre because, like, well, if it's an illusion anyways, then why choose, right? Because it's like if I choose A, it's an illusion. If I choose B, it's an illusion. But I guess it all comes down to choosing the illusion that brings you the most peace, the illusion that you are able to be fully aware and in control of your true self. Okay, so that's the energy that I have, and currently, yes, the world feels fake.